Okay, welcome to Germs Tesla. It's going to be the fifth episode, and pretty much I've covered everything that I want to cover as far as um, what I'm getting, my test driving, things like that. So, if you want to see my reactions or any of my personal thoughts on um, what Tesla model I'm going to get and why I want to get a Tesla, things of that nature, please be sure to check out some of my other videos. And as far as for this video, this week we're going to actually go over why EVs are the future. This is going to come from a little bit of research that I did, as well as just things that I've been paying attention to for a good few years now. So things we're going to talk about is going to be why do people think that EVs aren't going to make it or survive? What trends and things are we seeing throughout the world that suggest that EVs are the future? And then lastly, we're going to talk about kind of what the current technology and previous technologies, such as ICE vehicles, and how they're at the end of their game. So first, let's talk about why people think EVs are not the future. I've had this conversation many times. I live down in South Carolina, and I've had the conversation with a lot of my friends, and they don't think that EVs are going to be competitive enough. Here are the best arguments that I could find of why people don't think EVs are the future. So the first argument that I'm going to talk about here is going to be range anxiety. So range anxiety, what is it? Range anxiety is basically when you're driving your vehicle and you're starting to realize that you're getting low on fuel or battery charge or whatever it is, and you start to be worried, are you going to get to where you're going before you run out? So one thing that I always tell people that are worried about range is the fact that most of the cars these days are 300 plus miles of range. The Tesla standard range plus is 230 miles. And so the days of the short range electric vehicle is gone. And quite frankly, we're still at the beginning of battery technology, and it's only going to get better. The next argument people always make for why EVs won't be the future is recharge speed. So today, gasoline vehicles, for example, can just go to the gas station, open up the gas cap, and pump in some gasoline or diesel. And it's really quick. It takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to stop and grab gas. So when you have that feeling of when you leave your house and you need to get gas and you got a full day's worth of work and things like that, you can stop really quickly and get gas. It's not going to take that much time. So, charging an EV, it's always been considered a very long and time-consuming thing. By time-consuming, we're talking about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour charge time. So, what do people think about EVs? The fact that it's going to take them an hour to charge their car back up. And they can't fathom they could go from 5 minutes to an hour. Well, today's chargers, such as the Tesla fast chargers, speeds have dramatically reduced. And they're going to continue to reduce as the technology gets better. Right now, you can charge a Model 3 to 80% battery in anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, depending on where you were originally. The other big argument that I always make for this one is the fact that if you charge it like you charge your cell phone, when you get home from work at night, and you're going to go to bed, and you plug it up, and you get it scheduled so it charges properly, you basically start every single day at a full tank of gas, or at least like 80% a tank of gas, 3/4 of a tank of gasoline. Every single day you start that way. You don't ever leave home worried that you have to stop at a gas station before you have to get to work. So say you're running a little bit late and you forgot that you had to get gas and you had to go by the gas station before work that day. That doesn't happen with an EV. You have to forget to charge for 3 to 4 days in a row before you would feel that way, and it's just not likely. The next reason people seem to think that EVs won't last is the fact that there is a lack of chargers. So, in the past, this is true, there's been a lack of chargers. The infrastructure is building. The infrastructure's got to be built. It's quite simple. There wasn't gas stations all across the country and the world overnight. So, of course, the infrastructure has to be built. The good news is there's already electricity all across the country and in most areas around the world. So, if you're in a first world country, it's not that difficult to get chargers installed because the power is already there. The hard part and the question I would be more concerned about is how do we make those chargers from green and renewable resources. Next topic I want to talk about is how the world is banning internal combustion engines. This has to do with gasoline vehicles and diesel vehicles, and they're commonly known as ICE vehicles, or internal combustion engines. So some of the countries that are on their way to completely banning internal combustion engines are places like Norway, Germany, France, even China. Back in 2016, Norway said by 2025 they were going to ban the sale of all new combustion engine cars. That's just impressive. That's just 6 years from now. 5 years pretty much. Not only are they doing that, they're converting things like ferries and airplanes and all sorts of transportation over to electric. So real quick, let's discuss some of the countries that are actually going to be banning fossil fuel vehicles such as gasoline vehicles. China, for example, is 2040. Costa Rica is 2021. Places like Denmark is 2030. And a lot of others are by 2030. So one of the important things here, and people I don't think get this, about how other countries are banning the use of internal combustion engines, that's going to drive the manufacturers to focus on EVs, which you've seen. You see that today. You've got Ford, you've got Daimler, such as Mercedes, you've got VW, you've got all these large companies basically saying that they're going to go full EV. They're focusing on EV. Needless to say, if these countries are all going to EVs, and they're large percentages of the cars being sold, when you're making a certain type of product, you go with where the volume is. It's only going to make sense financially for automotive companies to only invest their money into EV technology. And right now, Tesla is just years ahead of everyone else. So let's talk about combustion engines. We'll just finalize this little thing with the current technology and why it's not going to survive. I've worked in the diesel fuel industry. I saw firsthand development of next generation fuel systems, and it has come a long ways. They are by far a long ways ahead of where they used to be. Technology is very, very complex. When you're starting to get to the end of a technology and you have an alternative that's starting to become cheaper, it's at the beginning of its technology, it's better for the environment, there's no question that that is where everyone's going to go from an engineering standpoint, from a sustainability standpoint, and quite frankly from a company and a financial customer standpoint. So thanks for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks again. We'll see you later.